Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. After his 5th round KO win on the Boots Ennis undercard, Italian heavyweight Guido Vianello called for a fight with Anthony Joshua. And he weren't the only fringe contender to call AJ out yesterday. Arslanbek Makhmudov, a former victim of Guido Vianello, is also gunning for that fight. Now, the way Eddie Hearn's been talking about Anthony Joshua's plans over the past few weeks, it seems as though AJ wants a relatively soft comeback fight to maybe build confidence, build momentum, and so on, before attempting to go for, let's say, a Tyson Fury fight. And the likes of Guido Vianello and Arslanbek Makhmudov wouldn't be a bad shout in that regard. I think stylistically, Makhmudov's probably the easier fight of the two, but he's a much bigger puncher than Guido Vianello. Again, Makhmudov was stopped by Vianello. But in terms of raw power, I'd say Makhmudov hits quite a bit harder than the Italian. But Vianello's tougher. He's got a good chin, takes a shot, he's got heart, decent power himself, but he doesn't have the most amazing boxing skills. He's been beaten, of course, by the likes of F.A. Jagborough, more recently, Richard Torres. And Torres beat him pretty comprehensively on the scorecards. There was a moment in the fight where Vianello hurt Torres with a jab, but other than that, it was all Richard Torres, and Vianello really couldn't get much done. So he's relatively limited. He and Makhmudov, again, are kind of fringe contenders. I think that the Makhmudov fight will be more sellable for AJ at this stage because of the fact that he's coming off the victory over Dave Allen. So Eddie and AJ might look in that direction rather than looking at Vianello. Again, it's also probably stylistically the easier fight. Lower risk, higher reward potentially. But I have to agree with what Johnny Nelson said in a recent interview. I think at this stage of the game, AJ is so vulnerable that anybody could get him, even a Makhmudov or a Vianello. On any given night, he could get chinned by a lesser heavyweight. That's how vulnerable I perceive Anthony Joshua to be at this point. A peak Anthony Joshua, I would pick to beat both of these guys pretty comfortably. I reckon in his prime, AJ would have stopped Makhmudov in maybe 6 or 7 rounds and beaten Vianello pretty comfortably on points, if not maybe a very late stoppage around 10 or 11. And who knows? That could still happen, but I think both guys have got a much better chance against this current version of AJ than the AJ of 5-6 years ago. Now, while I wouldn't begrudge AJ or have any serious criticism of him for taking on one of these guys in his next fight as a confidence builder, I personally think it's pointless. I think if these confidence builders were going to work, they would have worked in the run-up to the Daniel Dubois fight because he beat Otto Wallin in good fashion. Before that, it was Jermaine Franklin and then Robert Helenius. But it was really the Otto Wallin fight that got him some momentum going. And then, of course, he knocked out Francis Ngannou in spectacular fashion. So that was 4 fights of a lower level before stepping up to Dubois. But we didn't see the level of confidence from AJ in that contest that you would have wanted to see after 4 basically tune-ups, confidence builders. If it didn't work then, I don't see it working now, that he's older and more damaged. I think it's an exercise in futility. Don't get it twisted. It was worth a try to see whether or not it would work. It didn't. Therefore, as an outsider looking in, I can't imagine it will work this time. So I'm skeptical. I think if AJ insists on fighting on, he might as well just go straight into a Luke Partridge fight or a Deontay Wilder fight. Never mind tune-ups and all that. Just fight one of his contemporaries. No point risking getting chinned by a Makhmudov or a Vianello, especially, as I say, since it probably won't benefit him that much based on previous form. But that's just my take. Give me your take in the comment section below. Do you think either one of these guys has a decent chance of beating Anthony Joshua right now? Guido Vianello and Arslanbek Makhmudov? If he were to fight either one of them, how would you see those contests going? Do you agree with me that it's an exercise in futility, or do you think it'll actually help him? Whatever the case may be, drop your comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.